Life flows on the river of purpose. We're all carried by the uncertainty of its own unfolding. Chasing purpose is all about nurturing faith, setting intentions, pursuing aspirations, all while living boldly. Chasing Purpose aims to inspire, uplift, and empower people through real-life stories. Stories that encapsulate life's memorable moments and enduring life lessons. Chasing Purpose with host Tenuke.
Your story can set limits to your life and the journey through it. It is critical to pay attention to the story you are telling yourself and the narrative that guides it. You may have had a traumatic childhood. You're not quite where you want to be in your career, and your family may be in shambles, and you've experienced heartache and betrayal. Tough times cause you to be discouraged. Life circumstances can change your story. Do not let it. All the dark will never stop the light from coming through. In the process of shifting your story, tough questions need to be asked. What story are you telling? Who are the characters? What is the genre? What is the messaging? What impact are you hoping to create with this story? It is May and it signifies Child's Month, and we just celebrated Mother's Day. So happy Mother's Day to all the amazing mommies out there. We acknowledge the brilliance, resilience, and strength of mothers all across the world. Welcome to Chasing Purpose, a journey of self-development, self-love, healing, and spirituality. Our aim each and every week is to empower and uplift you through thought-provoking conversations surrounding our 4 pillars: nurturing faith, setting intentions, pursuing aspirations, all while we are living boldly. Be sure to grab your pens and your journals, because look here, today is going to be a gem dropper. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Chasing Purpose with Tenuke Clark. There you'll find all our episodes. And also join our community on our website, purposeiswithin.com. That is purposeiswithin.com. All right. The beginning is not the end. I'm saying it again. The beginning is not the end. Today, we are joined by a transformational life coach, executive assistant to our national treasure, Mr. Usain Bolt, and super mom Tenuke Doyley. And before I start, let me just turn from Abigail, we're gonna need the Kleenex. Them people, y'all need the pens and the journals, because Tenuke has a brilliant story. Your beginning is not your end. Tenuke, welcome to Chasing Purpose.
Oh my goodness. I hear you introducing me, right? And I'm like, yo, who is that girl?
Yeah, no, it's you. It's you. Oh my God. First of all, she has an amazing life. I've never met Tenuke before, but big up to Abigail for locking this one in. I'm super excited about today. Tenuke, welcome to
Thank you for having me.
Chasing Purpose. So we're talking about our story.
Yeah.
And how we're writing our story and how we're telling ourselves the story. Not so much what's happening on the outside, but how are we telling ourselves our story? Yeah. And the beginning is not an end. So we're going to take this through like chapter by chapter. Yeah? Yeah. So we're going to start with chapter 1. Chapter Tenuke. 1. Mommy gave you that name. She named you Tenuke. Yeah. What's the meaning behind that name?
Okay, so Tenuke means blessed from the womb.
Blessed from the womb.
So that means me blessed from me born. So that means I'm supposed to be here. Okay. So that means I have purpose.
You do.
Right? And my mom told me the story, quick story. She said when she went to have me, she never really have nothing, because my father never did it, right? And when she went down to the hospital and delivered me, she said that a tall, brown, cream-haired lady came and just handed her my birth certificate. So the day that she was supposed to be discharged, she said, a nurse said to her, you can't leave because the baby not registered. She said, yeah, my baby registered. She said, oh, the baby must register and the baby born on a weekend. A Monday. She said, no, one tall, brown lady with long cream hair, give me my baby birth certificate. This is when my mother roll out the birth certificate and show them. They must say, oh, you get this. Which lady? And my mother described the lady, and them not having no. them not have no recollection,
of the person.
them not know who that. You understand? And my mother said to me, that was an angel. No, I'm not joking, you know.
But wait. But really quick. So Tenuke, we were talking off camera. Apparently Tenuke has a lot of angels in her life, right?
It's true.
Like, okay.
Yeah.
So what's mommy's thought process now? So who hands her this paper?
Yeah, she don't know. She baffled. And then the people in my say, which not tall, brown, it don't make no sense.
But the paperwork was right.
But the paperwork right.
Tenuke, the beginning is not the end.
No.
Is this true?
Of
Do you
course.
find this quote to be true?
Oh my goodness, of course. And you know why it's true? Because life is a journey. And you have to start somewhere.
Yeah.
And where you start doesn't necessarily dictate where you'll end up. Because you are not necessarily in charge of your entire story.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
So you're only responsible for your part.
Yeah.
And the people who come along is responsible for their part in your life. But the Most High God is responsible ultimately for
Indeed,
that life, for your life, and your destination, and the journey itself.
The past dictates the future. Do you think this is true?
Does it? No.
No.
Because mine is different. Probably for somebody else's story, but not mine. Because my past and where I am now, and I'm still on a journey, it don't make sense. No. You understand?
No, and that's what I
want. First of all,
yes.
I feel like I should have been dead, gone, and forgotten. You know what I mean? And every time you get to the next level, then you're like,
how'd I get here?
Like, how did I get here? How me end up right here? So it not make sense. But I've come to realize that you don't need to know more than you need to know for your next.
First, Jim. First of many. You don't need to know.
Yeah, you don't need to know what you don't need to know for your next. So the Most High will give you just what you need for your next. And you leave everything else.
Yes.
And everything else will fall into place.
Yes.
Because your story, my story, is not for me alone and for who me like.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
It's for also those who I don't like, who I will never meet.
Yeah, it's true.
You know what I mean? And so the journey is for all of us. Because there's a saying that I was exposed to when I was going to UTech, the Ubuntu, and it says, I am because you are, and you are because I am.
Repeat that for me.
I am because you are, and you are because I am.
It's so important, especially as we celebrate moms, persons who are rearing children, and fathers who are mothers as well. It's important that we identify that very thought of Ubuntu.
Yeah.
Yeah? That very thought in this celebratory season here. Guys, I keep telling you, I have goosebumps because Tenuke has a story. You ready to tell it?
You ready?
Me ready?
No, me ready.
But before, we're ready. Before she goes into her story, we're going to do a quick commercial break. More on Chasing Purpose right after these messages. Welcome back to Chasing Purpose, heard right here on the Bridge 99 FM in Jamaica and in the New York tri-state area on Irie Jam Radio. We are talking about the story that you're telling yourself, and that story and how it plays out and how you're telling it and how is it being received, right? Today we're talking to Tenuke, who has a brilliant story. Again, grab your journals, grab your pens, a glass of wine, because gems already are being dropped. Tenuke, this story that we're talking about, your life story.
The story.
Describe your life growing up.
All right, so I'm born and grew in Kingston, so I grew up in a Trenchtown. Now, if anybody know anything about Trenchtown, at the biggest college, university, you get a basic school, go straight up to PhD, right there, so. You understand? And I think I've probably lived on every street in Trenchtown. So, like me and everybody in a Trenchtown, related. Yeah. I promise you. And my father was a Rasta man, so I'm a musician, so I'm well known, but then, you know, him go foreign, him go England, and so I'm never really in my life. So I'm me and my mother. But my mother is a woman where she have so much something about her. For a woman that now I'm not education, because she not got no school. You know, my mother has been a domestic helper from she 15. My mother is now 66.
God bless her.
So, as a little girl growing up, I see the struggles, and I see her, how she have to just got people yard to wash. We were at the mercy of others. But my mother would say, speak properly and stop talking like hot potato in your mouth. And every time I would speak patois, she said, what you saying? Speak English. And I was like, oh. But when people saw me in Trenchtown, I was like the creme de la creme. Because my mother ensured that, yo, me clean. With the people them clothes that them give me, you know. Clean, may I tell you. So she instilled so much in me. And she always say, have many friends, treat them well. Never to them your secret tell. When your friends become your foe out in the world, your secret will go. Yo, my mother tell me that to everything, you know. No matter what me do, that she tell me, you know. And so I grew up with my mother being very present. Did I always appreciate it? No. Because she had to beat me more while. You understand? One day she beat me and blocked the whole Cali Smith driving on big stone, and she tell me to run to the police station. Run. And the big stone I sail off of me. Here why? I run in water when I'm in the bathroom and catch a buckle them and I have to wash off my foot. So I couldn't bother to really go over my yard, wash off my foot and then come back across the road to catch back the buckle. So I decided I'm going to jump in the sink and wash off my foot. You know what I'm saying? As I could have put out my foot in the sink, my mother that. You know, someone know me there. And the first thing she said, "Me not grow you, sir."
Yes.
Me not grow you, sir. And I eat that, it done. So we reach a police station now, and the excitement, and the woman say, my mother, the constable say, what kind of excitement is my mother say? Me grow good, you know. Me grow good, you know. I like to 1+ me feed her.
Shameless plug.
I like the 1+ me feed her, but she not in need of nothing. And me tell her, I say, she must just grow with some dignity and finesse. When she run a pipe back, a cock up foot in a sink, it was a big deal for her and I couldn't see it.
Yeah.
So when she would go to work and leave me in a Trenchtown, you know, so me never really loose, but me kind of loose, differently, but not really. Not really so
there
much.
There was a gauge on it.
Yeah, there's like a gauge on it, because me can't take the lick, you know. You understand? So that, I was guided accordingly. You understand? So she would go out, work, and forward in, and I just did it. But people would always say, yo, she manageable, she this, she that. So from a long time, there was just something special about me. And my mother is the reason for that. Fast forward to when she said, all right, me I see if we can make a better life. Boom. We go live at one lady yard when my mother clean for. And I never the nicest situation. And I remember one day the lady said, I can't stay there no more. And my mother said, so where she gonna go? My mother doesn't know more than go around the road. When I move up more, I'm gonna ask one lady if I can stay there. My mother said she don't know the lady. And she go around and ask her if I can stay there. The lady say, yeah. So this lady take me in her home now.
Not knowing you?
Not knowing me. She don't know me from nowhere. And I was there for a long time. Until my mother was like, this not work. I'm not leave my daughter anywhere. Which she probably left me about 10 at a time after that. But anyway, she decided, she did what she had to do,
yes,
right?
Yes.
And so she decided, say, I'm here now, I got tough it out. Boom. We are walk around Portmore with 2 scandal bags, one have a sheet, one green fluffy sheet, and one have a red towel. And 2 little bits and piece of clothes. And we slept at the mall. So there was a shop right beside the mothers, in between, where they drive through the right there, so one little shop in the corner right there, so. And so my mother would have walk around in a Portmore till night come down, then we got assume a position. Right now I look at Ali, and she would sit up, and I would sleep in her lap on the bags. So that was my pillow, right? Cool.
Wow. Mommy was the pillow.
Yeah. And we'll do that, and then by about 5 o'clock, we're on the road, and may I tell you something? Big up Portmore, and all the people who know me and I don't know me, but when I'm an angel. Anyway, my mother would go a lot of different places to get either tea, lunch money, or get me uniform washed and ironed.
Jesus.
And she would tell me to stay right there. Remember, so when I go to school, me clean like a whistle.
And nobody be none the wiser.
And you don't know that?
Jesus.
So me don't live nowhere. You don't have to know. My mother make sure say the thing's secured. Until one day she walk around, and then there's a little man, the little man we keep the school gate, the watchman. She and my mother turned big friend, and him say, "Me gonna make your daughter sleeping at the school."
Another angel.
Boom. Him say you have to leave out by like about 6 o'clock before principal come.
Jesus.
Boom. We now want to look a room, but then pack up the deck seminar. And you don't know the look bathroom, the bathroom there with the concrete sink and thing. Boom. One white door, pivotal. That white door, and my mother spread the sheet on it.
On the door.
And yeah, and then that's how we sleep. And that red towel was significant because she would wash the uniform every evening and wring dry that. Leave me asleep. I'm never sure what time she would have gotten up.
Right.
And go do her.
To ensure all of that was happening.
Of course. She make it work. And she would go and get the uniform iron. And sometimes she come back with food, and sometimes she not come back with none. But it never really matter because I still push out nonetheless. And clean like a whistle. And early too. You understand what I say? And that happened for about another year. So just know so we're there in the streets about 2 years. Good.
Okay. What age are you?
So me about say 9, 10.
9, 10.
Between somewhere this so.
At 9, 10, the average 9-year-old, 9, 10-year-old, they're in the uniforms, properly ironed, steamed out, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You have your television set, your book bag, your this, your that, your extracurriculars. You know, nothing to worry about. Nothing to worry about. But at 9, you had...
My struggle is different. A different thing I look forward to.
What's the mindset though? What are you thinking at that age? Or are you even thinking? Is it just survival?
It's survival, but guess what was happening to me? I was kind of coveting another person's life because I wanted that. Why my life have to stay so? Why me after I got through this, me would have liked the life where that little girl and that little boy there live. You know what I mean? But it's like there was always a little thing in me for just remain humble. All right. At evening time, I walk around in a Portmore and go to a hairdressing salon and say, "Excuse me, miss, I'm gonna come talk so nice and call me can sing." Then I just make me sing, I'm gonna get money. Yes, I remember one day I walk into this shop and the lady said, "Which little girl is that?" And the lady said, "Tenny." And she said, "Oh my God, you sound so nice." So she know my mother. And she said, "You don't have any lunch money?" And everybody in there give me money. Yeah, me used to that street, I beg. Yeah, man.
Tenuke, we have to jump to a quick commercial break.
Yeah.
When we come back, more with Tenuke, more with Tenuke, right here on Chasing Purpose. Welcome back to Chasing Purpose. We are talking about our story and how our beginning is certainly not our end, and what shapes us in the beginning, and the values that our parents would have instilled in us, how we take them through life, and how we certainly have angels all around us at every stop and stage on this journey. We are joined by Tenuke, transformational life coach. Just like, I don't want to label you because there's so much, you have so much happening, right? So much going on. Before the break, you were talking to us about, you're about 9, 10 years old. You are living in a certain school overnight. Mommy's keeping you fresh to death, but you're begging after school. You're singing in shops.
Yeah.
At any point during this time, as a innocent 9, 10-year-old, are you thinking, why am I doing this? Why am I not like the other children? Did you feel ashamed at all?
Yeah. One, because mommy never really looked the part. She was like the thing, but she never looked like the thing. She never looked, we not have it. Because she never really, the looks I had. Some who don't want to come to school. Come who don't want them know some my mother that. But then mommy holds it down for me. Yeah. So that wasn't fear. Right. But that didn't stop me from having that thought. You know what I mean? I remember, I'm going to tell you a quick story. One day, went to the shop. I think I was in high school. Went to the shop, and the little girl in the shop said to me, are your mother at the helper over there, sir? I'm going to say, no. At the helper. Am I helper? And she said, oh, because she said, she have her daughter, she doesn't send her daughter come to shop. Remember, so my mother go over the shop?
Yeah, and already,
And the girl said, you didn't never see her send her daughter over here. She said, you are the helper. So my mother come back for me and say, me are your helper?
Yeah.
All right. My mother weep.
Yeah.
You know what the little girl said to me? She wished my mother was her mother.
Wow. Yeah, wow. I can't even, I'm lost for words, because I remember watching a movie, it's not coming to me right now, where this was more about colorism, and the mother was dark skin maybe, and the young girl was of lighter skin, and she didn't want the mother to come to school because she didn't want anybody to know that she was actually black. And as you tell the story, I remember the hurt in the mother's heart, and I'm just like, wow.
Yeah. Well, my mother was so heartbroken.
Yes, of course.
And I remember the girl was like, I wish your mother was my mother. Oh. And I was like, what could she have seen in my mother that I couldn't accept? And then she's my mother. Yeah, you know what I mean? And my mother was so heartbroken. It's the first time in my life I've ever seen my mother so. Like, she felt, I think I kind of took something away from her in that moment. Like the person that she would have sacrificed her entire life for.
Yeah.
Would kind of betray her like that. I mean, I can look at it now.
But that was the innocence in you, right?
Right.
That was the 9, 10-year-old, or even at 15, 16. You're not really thinking. This is a whole life lesson that you're about to have here. So that it's I don't want you to beat yourself up for that. And
right.
I'm sure that mommy has forgiven.
I think she has
1,000,000 times over.
Yeah. And so I was like, all right, so I couldn't do that. I could never ever do that again. And as fate would have it, things kind of changed, and boom, we were living in Independent City. And I remember I was in Trenchtown for the Bob Marley show, and I came over to sing, and I remember I was home, and Uncle Alvin, our church brother, kind of grew up in mommy too, and he came to Trenchtown looking for me. And he said to me, say your house burned down with your mother in there. I said,
what?
My mother. She was asleep. She waited to come over to the show. And the house caught fire. And when we reached a Spanish Town hospital, my mother and I have no skin.
Jesus.
Mommy spent like 2 years in a hospital.
Whoa.
Between Spanish Town and Chest Hospital. And it was in that time, I just decided that life don't make sense. And I remember I had to go back to Trenchtown. It was heartbreaking for my mother.
How old are you now?
I'm probably about 14. And my mother, she's sad because she said she know what happened to me because she not dead there to steer me. And so you know, I kind of depend on my own. Although I'm there, a family house, I kind of depend on my own because the value system what my mother have
instilled in you. Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? I never seen no one in my immediate circle that had that, you know. And I just take the road for it. I just do road. You know, and then it was in those moments I realized how lacking, how much I lacked. Like when one guy tell me, say, him love me, him just dead me, because then feel like somebody. And so I realized that for a lot of my years, if I only felt love when a man was in the mix, like if him tell me say him love me or he might get my body or something, that is the only time I felt like I was somebody. And so my identity for those years going into my 20s was wrapped up
in something else.
Yeah.
So we're in our adolescence chapter now. Yeah, we're telling a story. The story today, guys, on Chasing Purpose, we're kind of talking to Tenuke about her story and how, and beyond that, I'm wanting you guys to understand that your story, whether it looks dark right now, it may look dismal, but it is not the end of your story. You're supposed to take these things that would have happened to you and turn them into blessings. I'm always talking about taking your lessons and turning them into blessings. How do you think the things that you've described so far shaped you on your journey?
Wow. Those experiences is the backbone of who I am and what I represent. And for me, there's never a judgment because you don't know the story. So you don't get to see anything. You just be good to people.
You are
because
like the living,
breathing testimony of that.
Yes.
And you have to just be good to people because you never know. No. Suppose them people that will help me did stay bad when me that day. You don't know about me.
As you talk about, you know about me, Tenuke shared a story off camera. Now we're going through a chapter. Now you're in your adulthood. Yeah. And because mommy unfortunately was in the hospital, the relationship that you guys had is strained because she's not there. She's unable to guide you. Right. And now you're wrapped up in the streets. There,
yeah.
Right. Let's tell us that story.
All right. So, an important part of the story before we get there. 15, pregnant, in a home. My youth, I'll get tech for go our next home. And I had to, see another angel come here now. I had to, my mother asked somebody if they could help and take the baby because they don't want the baby to go to Maxfield Park Children's Home. Because if that happened, I would have never see her again. And this angel named Lorna said, yeah man, I'll take her. Remember, she don't know me from nowhere. She just gone to church. Trenchtown Seventh-day Adventist Church. She gone to church and she never have any kids. And so it was perfect timing. And she took my daughter. The rest is his story.
Wow.
Put it this way, she good, she great, she just graduated from Immaculate.
Yes! Oh my God.
And she's gonna go to UE.
Yes.
So God is like,
oh God, yes. What a story.
So him show up and show out and go on with himself.
As always.
So I decided in my mind, so all right, here I go on. I'm nice. I'm not an idiot and I can read and write. Thank the Lord. but this don't look like it a go work out. You know, my future don't look so bright. So you're gonna go on Tenuke. You're gonna find a rich man, and he's gonna take care of you. Oh, that's someone. And Tenuke say yes.
That's simple. It was that simple.
Yeah.
In your mind, it was that
I would
simple.
just say we're gonna do road. So I remember one night I got half a tree one. The transport center. They saw at the back one little bar there. I'm in one red dress and the whole of the side cut out. I'm just nice.
Your tall self.
Yeah. And I walked into the bar and sit down. And one man see me, so I say, yeah. Come here. Talk to myself, you know.
I am no.
And
I'm rich no.
Yeah. And him come over and say, what a nice girl like you doing here. And I said, no, I'm just chilling and stuff. And him said to me, say, what you drinking? I say, I don't drink. So him say, why you there one bar? I said, just hang out, just a chill, you know. And I say, I'll have a Malta. And him buy the Malta. And we were there talking, but the conversation didn't sound like it was going to end up how I envisioned it. You understand? So it never safe. And me I say,
this is going according to plan.
Yeah, but vex. So him said I could go outside and go talk, and him drive one Benz. So I said, ching ching.
Yes, I take that no. Ready no.
Ready for the road. And I remember him a drive me around in a Kingston, but I know say up in a hill, but I just don't know which one of them.
And you felt so comfortable, or you were so...
Yeah, man, and safe. You understand? All right, hold on there. Maybe interject this. You see the things I've done then, if me that do them now, me dead. Me not ask you.
Yeah. Wow.
I would have want serious something take place.
Yeah.
So me and the man that drive around and him say, you're so intelligent and nice. We are do out and me I say, well, you know, nothing now go on and this and ting, you know, me kind of tell him little bits and pieces. And him say, where you want me? And I say, I want to be a lawyer. Him say, you can be a lawyer. You taught nice everything, go on to school. And not go back on no more bar.
Yes, another angel.
And me say, the man just spoke so much life into me. And him say, where can I drop you? And him say, you can drop me across road. And him drop me across road and give me 10 grand. You know, so I don't have the man number, I don't know him name, I don't know nothing about him. And I say, then this is something I said.
Right.
And every time I get to another part of my life, he comes with me. Yes. Because that was a defining moment.
For you, of course, that was a turning
point. That was a turning. Sure. You can imagine what I want.
You went there with a certain intent.
This is man.
You went there with a certain intent, and God said, not you,
not
you to no. This is not what I chose for you.
No, definitely not.
This is not what I chose for you.
And me say every time I think about it, me say I never ever see the man again. No, me I say, oh God, me can't call him like me that want him to see me. No,
he is.
Like me know say me that
you
proud.
May not know it.
I may not know. You know what I mean?
He'll see
and
you.
I was like,
wow.
At some point, I was like, no, this don't make no sense. And let me tell you something. Things just shifted. It just shifted, and I got into a space and a place wherein I kind of started seeing a little part of myself.
You saw light.
A little part of myself coming out.
Out.
It was being illuminated.
Yes. Jesus.
You know, but me I tell you, say, just believe me now. Me say I have angel a yard. And angel abroad.
Look here now. And on that note, because we'll have Angela Yard and Angela Bird. We'll soon come back from this break. Welcome back to Chasing Purpose, my Bridge Nation family, my Irie Jam family. Oh my goodness, I'm being filled. And if it's one thing I love about any guest that comes on Chasing Purpose leaves something with me. You know, I feel I just, there's a healing, there's a growth. But Tenuke, your story is just brilliant, and just sitting and this the lights about you, and you know, after going through all those hardships and just seeing the presence and where you are now. You know, you said before we went to break that at that turning point you began to see
Myself.
Yourself. You began to say, look, you began to understand that, wait, God does have a path for me.
Oh, yeah.
And outlined it for me. What was the next steps? What happens after that?
So, people again are like, yo, go school, all right? Boom. Applied to go to, because I want to be a lawyer, yeah? So, I decided to go paralegal training institute, be a paralegal, and then take it from there. All right? Boom. Did that. Then, I say, what I really want to do? I want to be the voice for the voiceless, kind of sound pretty, right? I'm say, all right. And then somebody say, you should do media. I say, all right, then cool. So I go and work until one day I say, all right, I just apply. Which one I apply to? Oh, I never have no CXC. I say, oh, I forgot my evening class. Oh, that. All right, we're going to fix that. Boom. Go evening class. Lock down the subjects that I need, the other subjects that I needed. And then my neighbor, Annie Williams, God bless her, she said, apply at one university somewhere and get one degree. And boom, applied to UTech. So I see the letter, I'm dead.
Yeah.
Abal. Listen to me now. I say, oh, this never makes sense.
Yeah. Wow.
And when I went to UTech, one day that angel, my teacher, Mr. Laurie, I remember I did a class and him say, you're so bright. And him say, me da go resign, you know, me just never da go bother, you know. But you give me hope. Oh. All right, I'm going to stay in a teaching look longer. And up to today's date, he calls me his daughter.
Oh,
it's such an honor.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a big honor for having in my life like that, like favor. The Most I always orchestrate the people that I need to take me to the next. And that I know to be true. So, boom, I got my communications degree.
Yes,
right?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Upper second class.
Yes,
ma'am. Talk to me nice here. Right? And then I said, all right, what's next? I was working at CVM, right? And that was a whole experience. And just, you know, just meeting people and just seeing myself. And sometimes I say, who you again, girl? And it just made me feel accomplished, right? And I say, is there more to life? Because in my mind, because of my beginning, this is my landing, you know, I'm reaching in my head, you know. Like if God not give me nothing else, I say, God, man, you're good, you know. Yeah. If you not do nothing else to me, you know, because this,
you've arrived.
Everything, you know.
You've arrived.
Him dash out and go on upon me.
Whoa.
You understand?
But it must start going yet. It must start
going. It looks so.
Yeah.
Because now, when I look and just see where, all right, I tell you one to cut something. You know, so the other day, I sit down in my car down a crossroad and just all our vibes. Come here for do that, you know. And I say, how comes I own two major things that I've never bought? Two major things I've never bought. You know, some own 2 vehicles, I never buy none yet.
Because look at God.
And remember, say, one of them, the money where it costs, me,
you wouldn't even
miss. I never see the money there in a real life. You understand? If I'm not on paper, you understand? And me, I say, God, you're not easy, you know?
Look here now. Whoa.
Oh, me. To have option. Yeah. To talk about which slippers me I wear come here this morning.
Look, wait. Before we even reach this up, because yes, we give God all the honor, all the praise, because He is constantly showing us, right? Constantly showing up and showing out. Tenuke is a living testimony, guys, okay? That He is ever present. But now we're in a space now where you are a transformation happened in you in a huge way. Yeah. So let me ask you this. I know the answer, but you're going to tell our listeners. What are you chasing your purpose, or have you found your purpose?
My purpose found me, and I have now discovered it.
Yes. And look at the light about you because of it.
Discovered it.
Jesus.
That's like that's life right there.
Yeah.
Because my definition of success is being able to impact people in everything that I do.
Yeah.
So the good part, the 360 of me, the 360 of me should impact every person that I come across, every part of me. And I think so far it has. I pray daily for impact, to make impact and influence people, you know, and the same things that were poured into me, I want to pour into somebody else.
Please, it's so important.
And into other women.
So important.
And girls who have children at a tender age and feel like them life done.
Well, let me give you that very opportunity right now. There are millions of persons that are with either here in Jamaica or in the New York tri-state area, and now that we have internet, you know, worldwide, persons are going to see it. So I'm going to ask you right now, just to appeal to someone. There's someone that is just dark. They don't know what tomorrow is going to bring. There's a little girl right now that unfortunately may be in the same Portmore Mall right now. Just appeal to her.
What can I say? I am a living, breathing, walking, boom flicking testimony of grace and mercy. But also I had a part to play. And what that part is, showing up. Crawling, creeping, bent over, rolled up, washed up, not looking so cute, one clothes, one shoes, that was my reality, and that's a part of the story, but I showed up anyway. I played my part, and so guess what? Your beginning is not your end. And so any small thing that you can hold on to that makes you feel good and gives you a little hope, hold on to it for dear life. Because sometimes we just need to be seen so that somebody can see you. But if you're buried too low, it's hard to be seen. You understand? And so if you just show up a little bit, anyway, anyhow, great things can happen for you. You know, and the whole matter of believing in self, it's so much easier said than done. But trust me, I have had to trick myself into believing that. Trick myself, like me fake it till me make it. Right now, all right, watch this. Right now, I'm winning so much that all if me try if it don't win, it can't happen. You understand? Yeah. So just show up any way you are. Just show up. Yeah. It serves somebody, and somebody, the Most High God sends somebody to help you. Believe me, I am because you are, and you are because I am. So we are all in this together. So it's no me better than she and she better than. No, sister. No, brother. Them say, when I'm dead, no dash it away. When I'm dead, no call it dopey. And from you have a life, me first tell you, you have everything. Me not gonna even bother tell you how much time I try to kill myself. Me not gonna even bother tell you that.
No, that's a part
we not gonna bother that part
that's a part two. Tenuke, you have to come back on the show. Abigail, sort this out because there's so much that I want to ask still. That impact that you are praying about, I know for a fact that God is going to grant you that. You're impacting somebody right now. Right now, somebody's listening to this and they're impacted. So thank you for that, Tenuke. I look forward to seeing so much more from you. I know right now that you are working alongside Mr. Bolt, but I just know that there's so much more God has in store for you. Where can our followers find you?
Okay, so what's my name on Instagram? Tenuke_Doyley on Instagram. And Tenuke Doyley on Facebook. I mean, over there not really active, you know, but we are gonna sort it out.
Tenuke, thank you for joining us here on Chasing Purpose. Again, we're going to have her back. Life circumstances teach and mold us, giving us the page-turning roller coaster ride of twists and turns to make for thought-provoking, teachable, and valuable lessons designed to shape and grow us. While God is the ultimate author, He gave us the pen to fill the chapters of our lives. What is your story about? I encourage you to write a bestseller. As always, sow seeds others can benefit from. Wishing you love, light, and purpose.